Disclaimer. The following battle needed 71 turns to complete. Even it took almost for an hour, and even now, after all the cutting, it will still be like 18 minutes long. So, sorry, but there's nothing to it. So, what I want to present to you today is a single battle Wi-Fi where I use my UU team again against the lovely Tallulah. Tallulah is sporting a UU/OU-ish team with Carbink, Slurpuff, Dragonite, Runiculus, Walrein, and Aggron. So immediately I see a lot of physical sweepers. I see the Play Rough, the Slurpuff, I see Dragonite, I see the Aggron. So these are all good targets for me to burn with Arcanine. So he's gonna play a major role. Let's get this show on the road. I'm gonna be talking fast because of this fast speed. So I'll lead off with Cinccino while she leads off with the Metal. And yeah, I just want to U-turn out because I can't do anything against this Mega Aggron. Bullet Seed would be neutral damage, but she Mega Evolves, taking away the Rock weakness, so Bullet Seed would have done nothing. So I just U-turn out. And I want to switch into something that can easily take on the Mega Aggron. So I want to go into Akamaru, threatening it with the burn, and anything that switches in won't be able to take the burn. But while I switch out, she goes for the agility, which is great, so I don't take any damage, and she has to switch out, and she switches into Carbink, her Marilyn. So the first burn goes off on the Marilyn, but Marilyn is usually a defensive Pokemon with a lot of setups. She can set up screens and Stealth Rock, so I have to switch out here, and I switch back into my Diva, my Cinccino, while she sets up the Stealth Rock, because Bullet Seed is super effective on this rock type, so I just go for that. But she withdraws Marilyn again and goes back into the Aggron. So Bullet Seed, like I said in the first turn, won't do anything against this guy. As you can see here, I take more life orb damage than I could have dished out, so that's gonna suck. And because I don't want to take too much life orb damage here, I just decide to hard switch out instead of going for the U-turn, because yeah, life orb and all that crap. So I go back into Akamaru, and you know, just scouting out a little bit, creating a little bit of consistency in the switches. Hopefully afterwards I could abuse it a little bit by letting her think I will always switch in that guy and then switch into something else. But so once again I go again for the Will-O-Wisp because I don't wanna take too many risks, especially in the beginning. But she goes back into the Marilyn, so I have to switch back out here again because she resists everything that I have. She's already burned, so Akamaru can't do anything against this Carbink. So I have to switch out again, and this time I go into Claydol because Claydol can pretty much rapid spin the rocks away, while she goes for the Reflect. So she's boosting her defenses, and I just go for the rapid spin here. Now Runiculus is going to be a big pain in the ass because I don't have any stab, super effective dark type moves and all that. So, but I wanted to check out, switch out into Cinccino and hopefully do a big chunk of damage because of U-turn. In OU, U-turn is usually used by like a Scizor or something, so I expected a lot more damage. But this is UU, and yeah. The carry is taking this U-turn like a bounce, and she heals off the damage, so that was pretty much useless. I took some extra life orb damage. So here I wanted to go for the Shadow Ball, hopefully they're doing some more. As you know, this is a 252 model special attack, but that does shit, so I'm pretty scared of this thing. And predicting another Shadow Ball, this time I wanted to try maybe a Tail Slap. So I get the crit, so the first hit was great, but all the other hits is not going to be enough to finish or even do half to this Runiculus, and she can just recover off while I hit myself with my own life orb. So that's really sucky. I'm really gonna change this Claydol into a Zapdos or something to also add a little bit more offensive pressure. Gonna make some changes to the Coballion as well because I think it's too defensive at the moment. I need to add more offense to it. But because it was my first UU team, you know, you make mistakes. But what I wanted to do here is just spam Shadow Balls to keep Carrie at a very low amount of health, even though she's recovering. And what happens here is I get a crit, so that really mattered. The crit really did matter. I'm very sorry about that, but it does happen. And now she switches into the Walrein, and I switch into my Adamus, my Coballion, to take any hit it can possibly throw at me. So it goes for the Waterfall, and I resist that. 129 defense, ladies and gentlemen, with a lot of HP investment. So that was great, I guess. But yeah, here I predicted the switch out into anything, and I just wanted to go for the Volt Switch again. yeah, you know, gaining momentum is always important. So I go into Slugworth this time because I wanted to break this cycle of switch-ins where she would get in the Garbink again and set up screens. So I just go into Slugworth and try to burn this thing with a skull, but I don't get the burn. While he just tries, well, yeah, the metal is a he, but the player is a she, just tries to do some damage on the metal. But the metal is a boss, and the metal can take anything. So here she decides to switch out, while I go for an Earth Power, hoping to do some super effective damage on the Mega Aggron, but the Wall Rain tanks that like a boss. But anyways, I kind of wanted to switch out here into Adamus again, just to get stab close combats off. And he goes to the Ice Beam, and here, look what happens. This Coballion is going fucking Goodra on me and gets the freeze hacks. So I want to thaw out because it's stab close combat. It fucking hurts this Wall Rain. But I get frozen solid and she gets to set up with the stockpiles. So at this point she's at 2, but I really want just to do some damage. And yes, I finally thaw out and I go for the close combat. But look at that, +2, that doesn't kill. That doesn't kill at all. And she can go for the third one. And she gets the weakness policy, so I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? And she's at +3 defenses, +3 special defense, and she has +2 in attack and special attack. Oh my god, this is looking horrible, but I'm almost taking her down. So here I just wanted to switch out because my defenses were lower, and I just wanted to finish off with a with Slugworth. I was expecting the water type move, but he went for the Ice Beam instead, which did a shit ton. So I'm like, shit, how am I going to deal with this guy? And then I go switch into Akamaru because it was Waterfall and then Ice Beam, and I figured, okay, so that's good. I can tank Ice Beams even at +2, and if I get enough Intimidates and burns off and all that shit, then the Waterfall won't even do that much. So basically I wanted to force it to switch out at some point, losing the weakness policy proc, which is very important, but also losing the +3 in the defenses. So here I switch out into Hariyama, just because I wanted to switch out the Arcanine for the second Intimidate drop, and I wanted to do some extra damage while it was asleep, because it had the weakness policy. It sleeps for the full turns, so that's great. And look at that, he's gonna go for the Ice Beam, and that's not very effective. I take that any day, so that is great. And the weakness policy has been taken care of by a +2. And here I burn her for the simple reason that now she's kind of forced to go for rest. Or do nothing. Look at that, -2 and the burn. Akamaru is tanking a water type. You heard that, Akamaru. My Arcanine, fire type, is tanking a water type. So that's great. I'm gonna Morning Sun here to just get my HP back. While he goes for the Ice Beam. And yeah, it still does a decent amount, but the reality is I can't really do anything. Look at that, I'm gonna try for a Flare Blitz, but that isn't doing anything. That was a critical hit, Spockles. A critical hit, and it did nothing. So it's this is getting pretty stallish. Both sides don't really know what to do at this point, because she wants. The only thing I could do is I could PP stall her, because Waterfall and Ice Beam, it has like 16-16 or 24-16. So this I was really planning on doing that, because it's the only thing I could do against this guy. That's why I want to play Zapdos, and I want to play a more offensively Coballion, just to add more pressure because of this. But yeah, Akamaru is really putting in the work. I forced her to go for the rest to lose the burn, and then I decided, okay, let's Minccino try with the Rock Blast. I totally forgot about Rock Blast Minccino, but yeah, +3. It's done. I can't do any damage to this guy, so the only thing is I just need to stall it out. So here I go for another Intimidate, another attack drop. So Waterfall is literally just gonna do like look at this, 169, and it goes to 152. I can easily live hits like those all the time, especially with Morning Sun, so I can stall it out. So what I want to do here is, once again, I want to burn it, just so the damage now it does nothing. It does nothing. Look at 12, 14 damage. That's nothing. So yeah, this is very stallish. I'm very sorry, but you know, you have to play to win, and that's what I did. So finally she makes the decision to switch out to Wall Rain. Personally, I would have gone for rest first to get rid of the burn before I switch back in without the boost. But okay, she switches into the Dragonite here, and I do fear I do fear the Earthquake, but I was expecting her to Dragon Dance, so I wanted to go for the Will-O-Wisp here, but he avoids, and I'm like, oh shit! Now I definitely can't live an Earthquake, or at least not take it as well as I would like. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna switch out again into my Claydol, expecting the Earthquake, which he does. So that's great. I have at least evade that, but this Fire Punch will take care of the Claydol. But that's okay. I didn't need Claydol anyways. I did the Rapid Spin and all that good stuff. So yeah, Akamaru can just safely switch in back and put the attack back on 0. Yeah, not +1 anymore. So I can easily live one Earthquake and just go for the Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, usually, you know, you can expect a Lumberry or something like that on a special on a setup sweeper, but that is not present. So a very important threat has been taken care of, and I can easily switch into Slugworth at this point, because look at that, it has 100 HP right now, right there, and it only does 30 damage. So yeah, it's going great. It's going great so far, and I think I just want to go for an Ice Beam here, try to finish it off, or I go for the Recover. I don't remember what's gonna happen. Yeah, like I said, it's a long battle, so at this point, no, I predicted. No, I wanted to go back into Akamaru to try a Morning Sun and get some health back again. That's what I wanted to do. But at this point, she switches back into the Goo Goo Job. The Wall Rain, but because of my switching, she gets the Intimidate drop, so the Waterfall is still not doing anything, and she switches out, and this gives me the opportunity to Morning Sun back to full health, and here comes the Slurpuff. And yeah, it's Slurpuff is usually Belly Drum, all that shenanigans, so I just go for another Will-O-Wisp. But because the Dragonite is already burned, that doesn't really matter, but yeah, it's okay, you know, it's still burned. Physical attacks don't do that much when it's burned. So, but here I'm gonna switch out back into Slugworth, because the Earthquake, like you saw before, isn't gonna do anything. Look at that, and I can easily recover back up. So that is what I want to do. You know, I have a defensive team. I like it. I like how I can survive shit and then just withdraw, because here she's gonna switch out again into Maryland, trying to set up or something, while I just go for the Recover. But yeah, I have the Earth Power, so that was a bit strange. Of course, I wouldn't Earth Power right now because the Dragonite was in, but even the Ice Beam would have done a decent chunk. But here I just want to go into Aramis and set up my own Stealth Rocks, so that's why I switched in. Or did I go for the Stealth Rocks? I think I did for the... Yeah, I think I went for the Stealth Rocks here, because she was switching in a lot as well, so Stealth Rocks was gonna be important. So that's what I do, and here she did not expect this, but I have a Hidden Power Ice, because this is a mixed sweeping set. Yeah, it's a mixed set. I have the Close Combat for obvious reasons, and then just Full Switch and HP Ice. So it's just a little bit, but I have HP and speed investment just to outspeed shit and all that. But because the Hidden Power Ice doesn't take the Dragonite out, because I'm not invested into special attack, as you can see, it lives here. He finishes me off with an Earthquake, but then dies to the burn. Very poetic, like she said so, and I liked it. And that's great. So in comes the E Honda for the first time. And I'm just like, okay, let's just first fake out, get a little bit of damage done, because that's the thing with Belly Drum users. This was a misplay on my behalf, but I didn't really have anything against. I have to switch out because I don't really have anything against Slurpuff with my E-Honda. So I go into Arcanine and I think, yes, okay, Physical Sweeper, Intimidate, and then Burn, which is awesome. I did expect her to switch out at this point, still trying to preserve at least one sweeper, but she didn't, so the Will-O-Wisp was, it was not predicted, it was just the safest play for me, and now I can just tank anything from this guy, because, yeah, she used Thief, but she still had the Berry. She had a Berry, that's why I know. And then Thief doesn't work and all that. But yeah, so this is looking great. She's gonna have to switch out here, back into Maryland, who can completely wall my Flare Blitz. Look at that. Look at the damage that's gonna go. The Reflect was still up for one turn, I do feel, and yeah, that's not doing anything. And she gets the Wish. So Maryland is still in action. But luckily Maryland isn't that much of a threat, because it's usually just a support Pokemon, which is nice. She can set up all the screens and all that, but because she's burned, she can't really do anything to my team again. So that was great. At this point, it's looking pretty well for me. oh, just because Arcanine was pulling in so much weight. He's my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon at this. It's always been my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon, and here is just proving his awesomeness. So the only thing that didn't get burned this battle was the metal, the Aggron, and look at that. But he's tanking my hits. Like crazy. It's awesome. You know, the Mega Aggron is defensively huge. So, but I have to switch it to Akamaru because yeah, you know, everything's physical. So Intimidate is really showing its worth here, and that was great. So I just go for the Will-O-Wisp here again. I don't know. I don't think a Flare Blitz would have taken him down. So I just go for the safest plays, and yeah. At this point, her entire team is burned, I think. Let's see. Yeah, finish off the aggro, the metal with a Flare Blitz at this point. But I think everything on her team was burned. And the only thing that can clean the burn was the rest set on Walrein. So she switches back into the Carbink, while I have to switch out into Slugworth, because Slugworth has the Earth Power, which is super effective, so that's always nice, and then I can preserve my Arcanine. And she at this point she told me, yeah, I'm just gonna YOLO swag it. I'm just gonna you know, the game is finished. Her sweepers are all neutered, and she's just gonna try to do some damage as much as she can. So in principle, it was a very good game, but I don't know. I wanna say. Well, first of all, let me say that Rose, the Tallulah, she wanted me to say that she is a newbie battler, and this is true. You know, but she's been working really hard on her teams, and I really like her teams because they are very set on the fact that she likes a certain Pokemon or not. So that I really like that, and I really enjoy that, and she has shown decent skill, very good skills, sometimes even good predictions and all that. But the biggest weakness in this team, and I'm talking about the team, not the player, is that it's mainly physical. For example, also this Gugu job, this Walrein, if it would have had Scald instead of Waterfall, after the setup with the weakness policy, I could have been completely raped. If she were to make just that one little adjustment to the team, then this Walrein would have already been a lot more threatening with the burn chance, with the all special. It doesn't get infected by Intimidate or the burn and all that. So yeah, you know, but that's the thing. That's why I want to do these battles, is just that we can both learn from it. So I really enjoyed this battle, even though it was very long, because I really had to think outside of the box. I mean, how could I deal with this Walrein and even consider an Arcanine? So that was just a great game. So I really enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as well. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. Big shout out to Tallulah for using such great Pokemon. And if you want to battle me, make sure to let me know, and we'll find a way. But until then, I love you all. Keep it clean and peace out. Bye bye.